because I am not playing any music. As you know, I play viola, if you don't know that. But I think that poetry and music share very critical techniques. And I could go on for days about it, but I will spare you. But if you ever want to, feel free to talk to me. So, without further ado, I have 7 poems to read tonight, and the last one is the longest, and it will feature my poem. But, so, the first one is an introduction of myself. It's my favorite thing I've ever written. It's very short. I was a child of blue, playing pin the tail on the donkey's ass, only to find a tail pinned onto my own ass. That's that. All right. So a lot of these, I chose ones that were more about music for the event. But the next one isn't really about that, but here we go. It's called Lao Tzu. Up and down, unstable, insatiable, it is the emptiness that makes the wheel work. The poet's sermon, the poet's semen, the poet is priest, the poet spews lies daily, the poet lies. The poem is sermon, the poet lies. Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-cock-a-cock-a-cock-a, cock-a-doodle-doo. All right. That one's weird, but there's a very long, drawn-out explanation for that, and it's inappropriate, so I'm not going to get into it. Okay. All right, the third one has no title yet. All right. I went looking for God, and I found him on Washington Avenue. He was picking up pennies on the street. I said, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" He said, "I'm picking up pennies." I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, someone's got to do it." He looked up at me. He said, "There's a real nice one. Go ahead, get him." I knelt down and reached out, and Abe jumped. I kept reaching and reaching and reaching and reaching and reaching and reaching. I was running after him now. I was running. God laughed, shook his head, and went back to picking up pennies on the street. A star is nothing but a billion rats. I may have said too much. All right, the next ones are more musically related, and they go into the last one a little bit. Okay. This is not a poem about Dmitri Shostakovich. Open your eyes, damn it. He used to sit on his couch for days at a time, humming, waiting for something to change. Open, waiting. And soon a melody would call, and he'd buzz her up, and they'd sit together a while, and she'd leave, and he didn't like her. And he went back to the couch and started all over again. Open, humming, waiting. Prick. You said that as a boy in Hiroshima you had a pet donkey. Someone else thought, well, it's funny. It's really funny how the master resembles his pet, isn't it? Lately, there have been donkeys everywhere. Could they all be yours? And even as the witches take flight, as Jesus and Satan sing love songs to one another, well, lately, you said Bach was Lutheran, and that's why you're Lutheran. While people have been talking, someone muttered, hypocrite. Hee-haw, 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 donkey man, hee-haw. Expectation. We are simple. Love is simple. How can love be simple? Our hatred is our love. And I've said too much. And there is no end to the idiocy of the human heart. And, you know, I really believe that my poems are just your voice speaking. Dearest, I would say there is so much to say. I would say we are the flowers that grow. There is so much to say. I would say there is too much to say. I would say we are the flowers that grow. There is so much to say, so much I want to say, and I never will. Dearest, we are the flowers that grow only to be trampled on. Okay, so this last one I actually did for my viola recital last year. And It is a story that features music written by Manuel that I gave him this. And this is the product of that collaboration, I guess. Now, Heart don't have eyes. It is unsafe to say that Heart can't see. Heart is blind and he can't be trusted. Well, one day Heart decided he did not care for wine. He preferred straight vodka and a dim light and black coffee. So he quit his job and moved downtown, and he met a girl named Venus there, and she seduced him. She seduced him real good, and he became weak. Oh, how quick is love? Well, needless to say, she dumped him. She dumped him for this kid named Adonis, who is the lead singer of some folk band called Desire or something like that. And needless to say, Heart became very bitter and very angry. His blood boiled all through the night. He couldn't sleep. He was thirsty. So, that Friday after, Heart ran up the fire escape to Venus's apartment, and he crawled into the kitchen window and got a big old carving knife out of the dishwasher. He slipped into Venus's bedroom and found her fast asleep, and he just went right over to her and shot his knife into her, right into her chest, and he reached in and found nothing but empty space. Venus woke up and looked down at her chest, and you know what she did. She looked up right into Heart's eyes, and she laughed. She laughed. She got up and slipped out of her chemise and pulled out her sewing kit and stitched up her breast with the ruby thread. She said, "Now I'll have stitches to show what I'm missing." And she got back into bed and fell asleep. And Heart is just standing there, empty-handed, covered in love's blood, with a bewildered look on his face and nothing to say. So he left her room and went into the kitchen and out the window and down the fire escape and got off the train at Times Square and waltzed right into the middle of the intersection of 43rd Street, 7th Avenue, and Broadway. And he stood there and he held up his red hands to the sky. That is, until the NYPD came down and arrested him and threw him in the psych ward, where he was given a clean white room where no one would ever hurt him again. That was the day Heart stopped beating. Thank you.